is, as I said, is on a move. Globalization, it's not done. It's not stopped. It's in fact always in change. And of course, I don't know where to. So I have some hints. I could put some hypotheses. But well, as things goes, it seems that we are much more going from a deterministic view to an open-ended view. So we have more and more a sense of possibilities and not a sense of an always road. So there are several possibilities, and I think this crisis was once again a way to see this in a more precise, in a more clear way. So there are more possibilities, and of course we have to be innovative and creative in order to follow them. That's the point. And more and more, of course, when we talk about globalization, usually we think about economics, we think about finance, but more and more, globalization is going from the economics and to a social kind of view, from money, from material culture, from infrastructures, to more and more what we call the intangible, the material, and the social. So we have to think what could be this kind of social globalization. Once again, we must say that we are not talking about homogenization. What is social globalization if we think in a crossover model? So this is probably what we should think about. And that's the third element, that's the third traveling that I want to refer. We are more and more going from a center periphery to a kind of crossover model. And I would say that this speech of Obama is also, in fact, a very important, oh well, I hope it is a turning point. I don't know, but could be a turning point on that kind of center periphery to a kind of crossover model. Well, about urbanism and globalization. Of course, urbanism has everything to do with globalization. That's an important point. We are again in a turning point because with the beginning of 21st century, we live nowadays in a kind of urban planetary world. More than 50% of the world population live nowadays in towns, and of course in many of the regions this percentage go over the 75% or even the 80%. So we don't need to speak only about cities itself, because we more and more speak not about cities but about urban regions. Because even if we don't live in cities, we are very much influenced by them, and even if we never lived in cities, we watch television, we go to the movie, so we are greatly influenced by urban culture. Well, but I would say that even urban culture is in a change. Firstly, when we talked about urban culture 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, sometimes our minds even think about urban culture in this way. We talked about dimension. Great cities, medium cities, small cities. This has no sense at all nowadays, because we talked about urban regions, and urban regions has in itself, in its hinterland, lots of different kinds of settlements. We have the big city, the medium city, even the rural sites. in this urban region. So this has no sense at all, talking about functionalistic hierarchies. Nowadays, we have to talk about regions, and more than that, we have to talk about specializations within those regions. So we have to specialize, and in fact, that's what is doing. That's what is happening nowadays. Several regions, or each region, is creating particular specializations within a global market framework. So, and this must be planned, of